Thank you. The name of my talk tonight is going to be called Alcoholics Ridiculous. It used to be fun-loving drunks and alcoholics were entertaining. You remember Red Skelton and Foster Brooks and, my favorite, Otis Campbell on Andy Mayberry.
Pound drunk.
But, those characters, it's not anymore. I was at a party recently. I had a situation. Over all the celebration, all I could hear was this loud, obnoxious drunk. Talk, 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 bad language. Would not shut up. I decided to confront the whole thing, and then I realized it was me. I found myself at Alcoholics Anonymous, and I was ready to make a commitment to turn my life around. Initially, the group was pretty supportive. They really agreed I was a disgusting drunk. They reviewed my record of weekend binging and impressive self-destructive tendencies, but then they threw me a curveball. They told me I was being rejected from AA. Apparently, I did not drink enough to fit their new profile. AA now is making people apply because, they're concerned their reputation's getting watered down. So they actually classified me as a belligerent, anti-social drinker with tendencies towards really poor judgment, but they would not give me that alcoholic classification. So now I'm ashamed to be called a problem drinker wannabe. Well, I decided that, maybe I could get over the hump on my own. So I started the 12-step program, and I got to step 8, and I contacted all the people I had harmed, to make amends. But even though I reached out to everybody, AA didn't condone texting and Twitter. So then I tried to go back to them, and I pointed out, hey, both my parents were they were both alcoholics. I thought maybe I could get in kind of on a, legacy thing, like in a fraternity. But they turned me down. They said, no, I'm sorry, but Mom and Dad fell short of providing the necessary neglect, abuse, and depravity required. So anyway, so I tried I thought maybe I could get a DWI. That might impress them. Boy, I couldn't wait. I wanted to see my name and my picture on the news, like they do. I was really excited. And then they pulled me over and I said, yes, officer. Yeah, I've been drinking. In fact, I called 911 on myself 3 times. I consumed 12 daiquiris, maybe more. I got the little umbrellas to prove it. Well, apparently the cops are cutting back too. No DWIs for pink drinks. They're only making arrests, for the brown liquors, whiskey, brandy, scotch, and of course Listerine. Well, I was getting desperate. I thought, I got to go to the old Alcoholics mainstay. A police record for domestic violence. Maybe my wife would have me arrested. Yeah, so I went home. I thought, this is a good plan. It's well thought out. I put on one of those t-shirts they wear, and then I saw her note. She left me for the school bus driver. I didn't even know he was an alcoholic. I was so mad. I tried to take it out on the dog, but for a fat mutt, she can really move. And, I don't want any trouble with PETA, so. When the cops arrived, I was a mess. They finally grew annoyed. They pulled out the stun gun and left me lying in the street, convulsing and freezing in that t-shirt. But I'm recommitting. I'm recommitting to alcoholism. I'm going to make it work this time. I'm no longer recovering. I'm re-consuming. Yeah, I joined a new group, Alcoholics Ridiculous International. Sound familiar? Well, I'll tell you, I'm already at level 2 in the club program. I'm in Alcoholic Support Studies. Alcoholic Support Studies. But I'm hoping that I can add the focus on holistic, organic liquor enterprises so I can be a certified, well, never mind. The club meetings are much like Toastmasters. We get blind drunk. Members are required to steal club dues from either their children or the elderly. We sit around and, we berate our loved ones and blame our parents. It's kind of like Festivus with booze. And then we have field activities. Once we get good and drunk and everyone's arguing, we get in the car, we throw out our distance glasses out the window, and we drive through school zones and hospitals at high rates of speed. We have kind of a reverse healthcare plan, kind of similar to AARP, but in our program, we sneak into rehab centers and smuggle drugs and alcohol into the patients. It's kind of part of a new member recruitment program we started. Our movement may sound offensive, but we're not a special interest group. Actually, we're kind of a lazy, worthless disinterest group. But we do get politically backed by the Hard Tea Party. Maybe you heard of them? Government likes our economic benefits. Our excessive drinking creates a lot of jobs, repairing property damage, and the crime we create expands the court system. And we're pushing for stimulus funds for high-speed rail, but we're holding out until they let us drive the thing. To spread the message, we aligned ourselves with other civil liberty groups, including NORML and NRA. Our goal is to eventually legalize getting drunk, getting high, and using firearms in public. We stand united against responsible consumption, abstinence, tolerance, and most of all, common sense. We see all society's stress and conformity as just confusing our youth. We feel that sex, drugs, and rock and roll work for our generation. Why mess with it? If we can get the kids started early, studies show we can hopefully stimulate the prescription drug industry too. Our family-friendly spokesperson is Lindsay Lohan and her drug addict father. They are tireless supporters. So Alcoholics Ridiculous, it's a trendy, politically savvy way to get alcoholism fun again, and we don't turn anyone away. Thank you very much.